She's losing it. Tears, yelling, words like daggers flying across the room. You just stand there, heart rate steady, face unreadable, voice calm. And that's when she really loses her mind. Why aren't you saying anything? Don't you care? The more silent you stay, the harder she spirals. It's chaos in front of you, but inside you're unmoved. Most men panic in this moment. They fight back, defend, apologize, or try to fix it. You don't. You hold still. And she hates it. No, not just hates it. She feels terrified by it. Because her chaos no longer controls you. Let me tell you something most men never learn. When you stop reacting, you pull the plug on her emotional power source. You're no longer the puppet she can make dance with anger, guilt, or tears. And the second that happens, when her old buttons stop working, she goes into emotional freefall. You think she's mad because you don't care? Wrong. She's panicking because for the first time her emotions don't own you. Once you understand this hidden dynamic between masculine calm and feminine chaos, everything about how you handle conflict, love, and attraction will change. Because what she calls coldness isn't weakness, it's primal. Not the kind that dominates her, but the kind that commands yourself. The moment you master that, when you can stand in the middle of her storm and not flinch, you stop being reactive and start being magnetic. You become the calm in her hurricane, the anchor she didn't know she needed, but can't look away from. When a woman throws emotional chaos your way, when she cries, yells, accuses, or tries to pull you into her storm, what she's really doing isn't about hate or disrespect. It's about power. Not the evil kind, but the instinctive kind. For years, she's learned that emotions move people. Tears got her attention. Anger got results. Silence made others chase. Every reaction she's ever triggered has proven one thing. Emotion equals control. So when you stop reacting, when you stay calm, steady, unshaken, you're not ignoring her. You're disrupting the entire emotional system she's relied on her whole life. The old rules stop working. The buttons she pressed before suddenly go dead. She tries harder, louder, more dramatic, because that's what worked with every man before you. But this time, nothing moves you. That moment right there flips the dynamic. It's the first time she realizes she's not in charge of your emotions. You are. This doesn't make you distant, it makes you powerful. Not because you dominate her, but because you dominate yourself. You're no longer the emotional puppet dancing on her reactions. You've become the anchor in the chaos, the signal in the noise. And the wildest part? The very composure that drives her crazy also draws her closer. Because deep down, every woman craves stability more than drama. She wants to know the man beside her won't crumble when things get messy. Your calmness becomes gravity. Steady, quiet, undeniable. It's not the absence of emotion, it's emotional leadership. And once you taste that kind of control, you'll never go back to chasing peace. You'll become it. Calm doesn't mean cold, it means control. And control isn't about suppressing what you feel, it's about steering it. The man who keeps his cool when she's losing hers isn't heartless. He's trained. He's mastered something most men never do: emotional dominance over himself. I learned that lesson the hard way. I used to meet every storm head-on, arguing, defending, apologizing, trying to fix everything. Every time she cried, I jumped in to save her. Every time she screamed, I fought back to prove a point. All it did was feed the fire. Then one day, I stopped. She was shouting again, trying to drag me into another emotional war. I just looked at her and said quietly, "I'll be here when you're ready to talk without yelling." and I walked away. That moment changed everything. She didn't know what to do. Her emotional weapons stopped working. The tears, the anger, the silence, none of it pulled me in. At first, she pushed harder. Then, something shifted. Her frustration turned into confusion, and confusion turned into respect. Here's the twist. She didn't fall for my calm because it made me untouchable. She fell because it made me dependable. Not passive, but powerful. Not distant, but grounded. Not unfeeling, but unshakable. That's the paradox of composure. It drives her crazy before it makes her feel safe. And the truth is, women don't want a man who reacts. They want a man who leads emotionally. You don't need to win the argument. You need to own the atmosphere. Because the moment you stop chasing control and become control, everything changes. Hit that subscribe button and stay part of this brotherhood of calm. Every day, we dive deeper into the psychology of strength, attraction, and control. Don't just watch, grow. Because the more grounded you become, the more power you hold. Stay sharp. Stay steady. Every relationship has patterns, scripts both people play without realizing it. She cries, you comfort. She attacks, you defend. She withdraws, you chase. It's an emotional loop you've been dancing inside for years, but the second you stop playing your role, the entire rhythm collapses. I saw this with one of my clients. His wife used to start fights every weekend like clockwork. It was their ritual. She'd throw accusations, he'd explain, argue, apologize, until one night, he didn't. She came at him, ready for battle, and he simply said, "When you want to talk calmly, I'll be in the living room." Then he left. No yelling, no chase, just composure. She followed him, furious, shouting louder. But when he stayed calm, the fight died in midair. She wasn't prepared for peace. That's what emotional mastery does. It breaks the predictable dance. And breaking that pattern forces growth, not only in her, but in you. It shows her that emotional chaos no longer buys your attention. That love doesn't mean losing yourself in her storm. Here's where most men get it wrong. They think being calm means being detached. It doesn't. Not detached, but disciplined. Not avoiding, but aware. Not silent, but centered. There's a huge difference between shutting down and standing firm. When you break the old loops, she can't use emotion to control connection anymore. Instead, she has to meet you where you are, peaceful, clear, adult. It might shock her at first. It might even scare her. But over time, she'll find something she's never known before. Safety in your steadiness. And that's the secret. Your calm isn't the end of passion. It's the beginning of real connection. Because once chaos stops running the show, love finally has room to breathe. At first, your calmness drives her insane. She'll call you cold, distant, disconnected. She'll try every trick to make you react again. Because the chaos is familiar and your steadiness feels foreign. But something strange happens over time. The same calm that once made her angry starts to make her feel safe. She begins to notice that while her emotions rise and fall, you don't move. You become the constant in her storm, the one thing that doesn't break when everything else does. That's emotional leadership. It's not about controlling her. It's about anchoring both of you. When you hold your frame, you're teaching her nervous system something new. There is strength in stillness. She might not say it out loud, but she feels it. Because when your calm energy fills the room, her chaos has nowhere to land. And slowly, she starts to match your rhythm. Not because you forced her to, but because her body feels safer near yours. I saw it with my parents. My mother was fire, emotional, reactive, loud. My father? Calm, solid, unshakable. She'd throw emotional grenades, and he'd never explode. Over the years, her storms softened around his presence. She once told me, "Your father's calmness didn't just save our marriage. It saved me." Not controlling her, but containing the moment. Not ignoring her, but guiding her energy. Not dominating, but grounding. That's what real masculine strength looks like. Because women don't fall for the man who mirrors their chaos. They fall for the man who regulates it. The one who doesn't flinch, doesn't fold, and doesn't let emotion dictate direction. You don't need louder words. You need steadier energy. That's how you lead without saying a word. What looks like drama on the surface often runs deeper than most men realize. For many women, emotional intensity isn't manipulation, it's survival programming. Since childhood, emotion has been the language that got results. Tears moved parents. Distress brought attention. Anger created change. It wasn't malicious, it was learned. So when she meets a man whose calm can't be shaken, her nervous system doesn't know what to do. Her brain screams, "He doesn't care." But her body whispers, "I've never felt this safe before." That's why your composure triggers two opposite forces in her, fear and attraction. It feels like abandonment and safety at the same time. And if she carries anxious attachment, that conflict runs even deeper. The moment you stop reacting, her inner child panics. But here's the truth. Your steadiness doesn't abandon her. It reprograms her. You're teaching her that connection doesn't require chaos. I worked with a man whose wife had severe anxiety. Every time she spiraled, he used to meet her emotion with more emotion, trying to fix, reassure, calm her down with words. Nothing worked. When he learned to stay grounded, breathe slowly and simply say, "I'm here, I care, I'm not going anywhere," something changed. At first, she resisted the stillness, but over time, her body synced with his calm. Not through talk, but through presence. Not reacting, but responding. Not withdrawing, but witnessing. Not matching emotion, but mastering energy. And when you do that long enough, she starts to heal. She realizes that your calm isn't emptiness, it's safety. You stop feeding her fears, and instead, you feed her nervous system, the one thing it's been starving for all along. Consistency. Subscribe now and keep learning how real strength feels. Every video helps you master the calm that rewires connection, respect, and attraction. Don't just hear about change, embody it. Join the men building peace from within. Stay grounded, stay focused, and keep growing with us. At first, your calm will test her patience. She'll think you don't care, that you've checked out, that you're done fighting for her. But time has a way of exposing truth. Because the longer you stay consistent, the more she realizes you're not walking away. You're holding the line. She's not losing your love. She's losing control over your peace. And that's when healing starts for both of you. I once worked with a couple who fought like it was oxygen. Every week, a new explosion. But when the husband learned to stay composed, the energy shifted. The first few times, his wife accused him of being emotionless. By year 2, she was calmer. By year 5, she told him something that stuck with me forever. "Your calm didn't make me feel ignored. It made me feel safe. You gave me space to fall apart without everything falling apart." That's the hidden cost of being the emotional anchor. It's not glamorous. It's exhausting, You're not just managing your own emotions, you're holding space for two. And sometimes, she'll never see how much strength that takes. But here's the truth. You can't anchor her if you're drowning yourself. Emotional leadership without boundaries turns into martyrdom. So protect your energy. Rest. Disconnect when you need to, not to escape her, but to recharge you. Because real masculinity isn't about carrying everyone. It's about carrying yourself so strongly that others can lean on you without sinking you. Not sacrifice, but structure. Not endurance, but integrity. Not self-denial, but self-respect. Your calmness becomes a filter. The women addicted to chaos will drift away. The ones ready for peace will stay. And that's how your composure stops being a defense and becomes destiny. The way you handle emotion doesn't just affect her, it shapes everyone watching you, especially your children. They learn from your silence, your tone, your reaction. When they see a father who stays calm while their mother unravels, they're not just seeing patience, they're witnessing strength. You're teaching them, without a single lecture, what emotional control looks like in a world built on reactivity. You're modeling what most men never had. One client told me his teenage son once said, "Dad, the way you handle Mom taught me more about being a man than anything else." That line hit me hard, because calmness isn't inherited, it's demonstrated. It's not something you tell your kids to do. It's something they absorb from watching you hold steady when everything around you shakes. And make no mistake, this path isn't easy. The first few months of mastering composure feel like hell. She'll test you harder than ever before. The fights might get worse before they get better. That's not failure. It's the final stage of chaos. Psychologists call it an extinction burst, the dying gasp of an old pattern trying to survive. Stay calm through that, and peace isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Not spiritual bypassing, but spiritual grounding. Not detachment, but discipline. Not cold stillness, but sacred steadiness. Because every great tradition, Stoicism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, they all honor the same principle. Mastery over emotion is mastery over self. Your calm isn't just relationship strategy, it's spiritual evolution. Each time you hold your frame under fire, you're not just saving a marriage, you're building a legacy. There's a reason why women say, "I hate when he's calm," but can't stop thinking about it later. Emotional steadiness doesn't just shift the energy, it changes the attraction. Because when you stay grounded while she's storming, her primal brain doesn't read it as distance. It reads it as dominance, the kind that's not loud, not aggressive, but quietly unshakable. That energy doesn't repel her, it draws her in. I've heard it countless times from couples. When he doesn't react, I feel frustrated and turned on. It sounds contradictory, but it's biology. Her body recognizes strength long before her mind admits it. In the wild, survival depended on men who stayed calm under chaos. That instinct hasn't left us, it's just evolved. So when you keep your composure, you're not being indifferent. You're showing her something deeper, safety. But this dynamic isn't just private, it plays out everywhere. When she gets emotional in public and you stay poised, people notice. She notices. You demonstrate leadership without words. Your calm doesn't just protect your relationship, it commands social respect. Because people instinctively trust the man who doesn't flinch. Not pressure, but presence. Not dominance, but direction. Not control, but composure. Drama feeds on energy. Every reaction you give it is fuel. When you withhold that fuel, chaos suffocates. That's why 3-day arguments shrink into 3-hour conversations. That's why your home becomes quieter, your bond stronger, your sex life deeper. You've stopped feeding the fire, and instead, you've become the flame she can warm up to, not the one that burns her. Because calm isn't the end of passion, it's what keeps it alive. The steadier you are, the safer she feels. And the safer she feels, the more she opens, not just emotionally, but physically. Subscribe now and tap into the energy that turns K into connection. Keep evolving. Keep leading. Stay part of the men who don't chase control, they are control. The longer you practice composure, the easier it becomes. At first, it feels like trying to hold back a flood with bare hands. Every instinct tells you to fight, defend, explain. But then, something shifts. Your nervous system adapts. The storms that once pulled you under barely ripple your surface now. That's emotional mastery, not perfection, but power under pressure. Men who live this way notice something strange. Their relationships get calmer, fights get shorter, conversations get clearer. It's not magic, it's energy. Chaos can't survive without reaction, and once you stop feeding it, peace becomes the natural state. Over time, calm stops being a choice. It becomes who you are. I've seen couples who once lived in constant conflict reduce their fights by 80%, simply because one partner, usually the man, learned to stay steady. The numbers might impress you, but the feeling is what matters. It's the quiet confidence of knowing that no one, not even the person you love most, can pull you out of yourself. Not repression, but regulation. Not dominance, but discipline. Not silence, but sovereignty. This practice does more than change your relationship. It rewrites your legacy. When you hold frame, you're not just saving love today. You're breaking generational patterns tomorrow. Your father's anger, your grandfather's absence, they end with you. You're building a new blueprint of what masculine strength looks like. Calm, grounded, purposeful. And when you live that way long enough, something miraculous happens. The world stops testing you because it recognizes you're no longer testable. You don't chase peace anymore. You radiate it. When you stop reacting, you stop being controlled. But something even bigger happens. You start transforming everyone around you. The woman who once tested your limits now mirrors your steadiness. The children who watched you lose control now learn what calm leadership looks like. Even your friends, co-workers, the people who challenge you, they all begin to rise to your level. Your composure becomes contagious. This isn't about being distant or untouchable. It's about emotional maturity that leads by example. Not coldness, but clarity. Not dominance, but direction. Not disconnection, but discipline. The calm you build inside you becomes a mirror for others to see themselves clearly. Some people will hate it because it exposes their chaos. Others will love it because it reminds them what peace feels like. Over time, you'll notice something profound. The same calm that once felt like effort now feels like home. It's no longer a technique, it's identity. You've become the man whose peace can't be bought, provoked, or broken. The one whose silence says more than arguments ever could. And that's the final evolution of masculine strength. When your emotions no longer control your choices, you graduate from survival to leadership. You stop trying to manage her mood and start mastering your own energy. That's when attraction deepens, respect grows, and love matures into something unshakable. So ask yourself, who do you want to be when the storm hits? The man who gets swept away, or the one who stands still, the lighthouse that keeps everyone else from drowning? Because your calm isn't weakness, it's power. In a world addicted to chaos, composure is your rebellion. And the moment you embody it, everything, love, respect, peace, starts orbiting around you. You've heard the message, you've felt it. Now it's time to live it. Composure isn't just something you understand, it's something you practice every day, every argument, every storm. And the more men who learn this, the better our relationships, our families, and our world become. So hit subscribe, join this movement, and share your story in the comments. Tell us when you discovered the power of staying calm, and what changed after you did. Someone out there needs to hear your experience more than you think. Send this to the brother, the friend, or the man who keeps losing himself in the chaos. Let him remember, peace isn't something you chase, it's something you become. Because strong men don't escape storms. They learn to stand in the middle of them and stay unshaken.